Hello, friends. Welcome. It's Jackie Nyanga, your host of Rooted in Friendship podcast. Nice to have you here with us. Please take time to subscribe so I know you're here with me. And it's also quite encouraging, especially as a newbie in these podcast streets. So, buckle up. We are going to talk about all things the importance of really getting to know yourself and love yourself. Okay. And now, before I dive into this topic, I want to apologize that Justina will be with us on the next episode due to some technical issues. We weren't able to record her episode early. So it will be the next one that I show up. So I promise, I promise, I promise. Okay. So forgive me. Okay, so today I do want to talk about the importance of knowing yourself and really knowing yourself so that you love yourself enough to know which people you have in your life. So let me start with last week, I had my baby girl who I love dearly call me and her mum, and we were talking, and she actually started, she was crying. And obviously, I'm thinking, why is she crying? But anyway, she was like, I broke up with my boyfriend. And so we asked her, and one thing I loved, like, I love this for her. She's only 19 and she's already getting this. She said the reason she broke up with him, okay, was because he was trying, well, he was breaking her boundaries in terms of what she's asked him to do. But the biggest thing is, she was basically trying to compare her to someone else. And she's like, no, I'm not going to have anybody compare me to someone else because emotional, yeah, that doesn't work. If someone's trying to compare you to someone else, I'm not going to be with you. And she chose herself. I was happy and proud of her. Okay. Because I think there is this thing, especially, I don't know whether it's the African society, whether it's Black community, whether it's society in general. I do not know what it is. But I remember being one of those people that felt like, yes, being chosen is the way forward. And you have to kind of wait for someone to choose you. But the truth is, you have to know the kind of love that you need in your life. So when we're navigating these dating streets, that can sometimes be a bit hard, especially in this day and age. There's all sorts out here, okay? One of the biggest thing that I find is a lot of people just don't love themselves and they end up in situationships, in things that just they don't even like. And I'm always like, why would you do that? And they're like, well, I've got time. Time is running out. And I feel for my friends. I feel for people I know that where you want to find this companion because, especially us women, your time's running out. You want to have children. You want to settle down. But, friend, can I ask you to take a step back and make sure that the decision you're about to make is the right one? And one of those things is love yourself enough to either cultivate some boundaries in that relationship so that you're building on a solid foundation. One thing I'm grateful for is my faith, and it's because of what God says about me. And I've had to get to a point where I love who God has said I am. And I love that I have people in my life that help me become the woman that God has said I am. And that's why I started this podcast, because I want you as well to get to know who you are. But I pray, my prayer for you all is that you also are able to navigate good friends who help you get to who God has asked you to be, and who you're meant to be. And fundamentally, we're all uniquely made. We were uniquely made in our mother's wombs. There is no other you. There is no other Jackie Anyango. Well, there might be, but they're not me, not with my DNA and my face and my voice and everything. And I want to make sure that as we're dating, as we're thinking about dating, as we're finding our partners, that we really do take that time to love ourselves, because it actually makes the other person, it makes it so easy for someone else to also fall in love with you just because they see you like you, right? Like, it took me a long time to understand that. Because again, I was raised in a time where, you're told, well, do this, the man will like you. Do this, and the man will do this. And like this, and this man will choose you. No. And you know what? Am I talking from a place of growth? Yes. Am I talking from a place of having gone through the hardships? Yes. Am I talking through someone who's living through what I'm talking about. Yes. So hopefully that makes it authentic. I'm not reading from a book. I love books. You can see I have books here. I have books here that I love to read, right? And I love books because they are good guiding as well. But I'm talking to you as someone who has walked this path. And as I walk this path and as I navigate it, I want us to be people that really make the right choices, especially in picking our partners, because I've equally seen people over the years pick the wrong partners for the wrong reasons. And unfortunately, some of them, I was at the, I saw it happen from the beginning. And it's like we make up these stories in our heads and people are like, well, they're going to change. I have hope. They're going to change. I've always had a problem with that. I think meet someone that you should be fine if they never change. And if you can't be with them knowing that they're never going to change, then I really don't think they're your person. I've always said that my person will be my person. Like I'll be okay with their faults, with their great parts about them. I will find it joyful to be in love with them. And I hope the same for me. And I hope that we love ourselves enough to know that that will come. Okay. And taking the patience to know that that will come is important. Recently, I had my last video, I think, just triggered people. People telling me how dare I have a type and this, that. And I think that stuff is crazy. We all have a type, but you know what? What is fundamentally important is challenging what those types are. And I spoke about that. But also getting to a point where you leave all the fake stuff and actually focus on what's important and who is right for you. Okay. So, yes, today I want to talk about knowing yourself. So, I want to talk about 4 key topics. Self discovery. How do we go on the journey of self discovery? And I remember there was this toxic thing of, well, I'm just going to cancel. I don't need nobody. I'm going to be me, myself, and I. Hello. That is crazy. Because how do you get to know yourself? Who's giving you your blind spot? Who's telling you you're on a good track or you're not? And for me, again, I go back into this a lot. It's been some painfulness with my friends telling me about myself. But the only reason I've listened to them is because I trust them and because they call out the greatness and they call out the great things that I do, but also highlight things that I can work on. I think I've said this before, but my Uncle Earl, I love him because he's just like a father figure. He once said to me that when you're going on dates, be yourself so that the people you're meeting get to see the real person that you are. Because I used to be quite stush. So that really helped me. And I always say this around balance in friendships. Men and females should be able to be friends, and how actually men have been great advocates for me in terms of how I understand men, how I operate with them, and some behaviors that I would establish that were just not okay. So having friends has helped me when it comes to self-discovery, how I handle conflict. I used to be those people who avoid and give you the silent treatment. Yeah, girl and guy. Yes, people, I used to be that person. But having my friend Justina has been amazing because she grew up in a family where they speak about problems. So that has helped me now. So now I'm okay to like take time to consider things, but make sure I talk about things in a healthy way without it being toxic, shouting, and all of these things. Helping, that self discovery around how I handle conflict, how I operate with other people, how I show up in the world. Do I bring myself to things, or am I always trying to be what I think someone wants to be? And what do I mean? I remember in dating, I would be like, maybe, when it's a louder guy, I'll be like, okay, I need to be meek and quiet. And some men, I'll be like, okay, maybe I need to be more out there. No, I've stopped all that nonsense. Now I just turn up as me. And I think I told you guys about Fire Love by Paul C. Branson. If you haven't found that book, friend, please look for it and find it. And one thing Paul talks about is a lot of the times when we're dating, especially us millennials, someone else shows up, not our true selves. And actually what I do now is show up as me. There's no representative. So if you don't like what you're seeing, we're not meant to be together. It's okay, right? So take that journey on self-discovery, on who you are, how you communicate, What do you like to do? Do you know what you enjoy? Do you know what things that you love? Do you know your boundaries? I have clear boundaries when it comes to dating. And some people like it, some people don't. But the truth is, they're my boundaries and they're there to be respected. So whether someone likes it or doesn't like it is not the point. The point is, let's respect each other's boundaries. So that's something that I've found and I've enjoyed when it comes to self discovery and understanding myself. And having people speaking into my life has been important. People that pull out the great things in you. Please have people that tell you what is good about you. So I know my cousin Anna, who's one of my favorite people in the world, always calls me the joy bringer, and I am a joy bringer. So I do that. Like, I know I'm a joy bringer. I'm a lover of life, lover of people, lover of human beings. I love God and I love science. I've always said this because I just like how we operate, how we're all different. So I'm always going to be a joy bringer in life. So what do people tell you about yourself? Because that will help you when you're also getting to know someone. And they'll ask you, what do you like the most about yourself? And you can communicate that, right? Okay. So have people speak into your life and also have a bit of balance, right? Like, some people have become so comfortable in being the victim. Like, even when you're talking about your exes or why things didn't work, and being the victim, come on, let's be serious now. Let's take accountability. Like, now I don't even pretend anymore. When someone says, okay, what happened when you were getting to know this person? I'll just be honest. Do you know what? We're talking, they're either not for me, I'm not for them, but I pray the best for them, because my prayer has always been a very simple one. I don't want to end up with no one's husband, and no one should be ending up with mine. So if you've got them, I don't want that to be the case. I believe that if someone's not for you, they're for someone else. And I always pray for people I've dated. I thank them because they've been footprints in my life. They've been part of my journey. And until the time when I meet my beloved and we go into this journey together. And the other thing I will close with is what my niece did. Don't gaslight yourself in just settling. Don't gaslight yourself in thinking that you don't deserve whatever your hopes and dreams are. Don't put yourself in a situation where you want to compromise. Because do you know what, guys? I would hate if someone felt they had to just be with me. That is the worst case scenario. And I really hope that you take the patience to know yourself, have the right people speak in your life so that you are ready to meet the person for you. Because I do believe maybe they are people I missed because I just wasn't myself and I wasn't true to who I was. There's that possibility. But also, let's not get so hell bent on, are we chosen? Choose yourself first so that the right person for you can find each other and choose each other. Okay. And my heart goes out to women as you're getting older and looking for a partner. And you're probably looking at your biological clock and it probably feels like time's running out. But something I want to say is, please think about who you pick as your partner. As someone who's raised a child by myself for about 22 years, he's an adult now, so I can't really call him a child, it might not be important to you now, but I promise you, think about who you have your children with, because they're going to be in your life forever. Pick wisely, but also make sure it's a decision that you can look your child in the eye and either it's good news you're going to tell them or it's bad news. So I really pray that none of you's ever in a desperate situation where you feel you have to just be with someone because your clock is going fast. Please take time to love yourself so that you can know who the right person is for you. And as you're thinking about settling down and having these babies and having these homes, that you're able to select well. And before I go, on Monday, I had the beautiful notion. As I record this, is Saturday. I was with a friend of mine and she's much older than me. And I was so happy for her. She has been in a loving relationship for 1 year and she's in her mid 50s and she's found love. So for some of us, of course, who children are not on our list to have or any of those, I just think it's never too late to find love. But I think the most important thing is really get to know yourself so that you pick the right partner. And if you are looking for someone to get married to and have children, open your horizon. Maybe that list, that long list we have of people, maybe that's even stopping you from picking your partner. But all my prayer for everybody is please do not settle. Because I have seen situations where people have settled and it's not ended well. It's not ended well. And I really pray that you have friends around you and family around you and a community around you that as you're dating, please don't keep it a secret. Have your trusted community to help you navigate that and listen to those that love you. Sometimes the words that those that love you, it can sound like an attack, but it's actually a protection. It's kind of like how God loves us. Like there are things that God asks me to do, and I'm like, no. But you know what? Sometimes in those things that you find hard is where your protection is and love will be. So I pray love finds all of us and that we find, the people that we're going to do life with, the next phase of life. And as we navigate that, let's never lose hope. And love yourself. You're only uniquely made. You're only one in the world. Like, I don't know how long I have in this planet. I don't know what's going to happen. But I do this so that I want us to learn from each other and grow. And that's one thing I love with people writing books, when people have podcasts, people speak, because you get to actually hear things from different walks of life. But please, 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 today, my biggest takeaway is know yourself so that you pick the right partner, have the right friends around you. And if you don't have good friends, if you feel that friends around you don't want good for you, they're not happy for you, you need some new friends. Please, you need new friends. That you need to do. Like if you have friends around you that do not elevate you, do not challenge you, do not support you, are not happy with you, you need new friends. So in the next episode, we're going to talk about, how we've navigated friendship whilst we're on these dating streets. All right, my people, that's enough from me today. And be blessed, look after yourselves, and remember to fall in love with you.